Hello everyone and welcome to a new series on the channel of Let's Play Rimworld. Now Rimworld is a colony builder survival game where, as you can see, this is the backstory. 3 of you awake in your crypto-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later you land on this unknown Rimworld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. So we were travelling through space. Something went horribly wrong, and we've had to bail, and we're stuck on this planet. So let's have a look around, shall we? Got a river running through, a few lakes, some hills, some abandoned buildings, and yeah, let's get started with the old surviving, shall we? So we got three guys here, or 3 people. Got a teenage guy, age 17. He was a convent child. He can't commit any acts of violence, and he can't do anything intellectual. But he is a hard worker, and he's teetotal. He's got a reasonable set of skills here, so he's good at growing, and he has burning passion for it. So that means he'll just level up faster, and he'll also gain joy from it. So his mood will improve just by working, which is nice. We've got Matel, who has a bunch of different skills, including a lot that she's very passionate about. She is, however, psychically sensitive and prostophobe, but on the other hand, steadfast. She's incapable of firefighting, however. And finally, we have Juju, a music lover and mid-world chef. Can't do any dumb labour. Is volatile, so more likely to mentally break, and is ugly, apparently. So not great for social situations, but going to be a useful colonist nonetheless. So yeah, let's get started. We've got a bunch of stuff lying around. Now it's fairly vanilla run. There's a handful of mods. Most notably is the allow tool, which just adds a bunch of quality of life things, like being able to unforbid everything across the map, which I'll do now. And let's look at where we're going to start building our colony, shall we? So, there's a couple of these abandoned buildings lying around, which look like they would be useful as a good sort of starter for our colony to use for now before we build our own stuff. I'd say we should, let's just go start off in this building here. So we're going to need to just build up a wall and a door, I'd say, for now. Make this an actual room, and let's get somewhere for my people to sleep. Now I could just put sleeping spots on the ground, or I could just go straight ahead and build some beds. It didn't take too long to build beds, so I'm just going to do that. Just get some beds in there. We can move them later once we've built individual bedrooms for our people. And let's also get a stockpile in there. So just put a stockpile there and dump all our stuff in. In fact, we could also, if we build a roof here, also make that some stockpile room as well. Because the majority of stuff, it doesn't matter if it's inside or outside, as long as it's covered by a roof, it won't decay. So yeah, off you go, start getting some stuff moved in. We've also got ourselves a husky, which is very nice. Let's set you up to be trained. Training hall first. Okay. Work. So I've got the work tab mod in, which just gives you a bit more control over here. You can switch it to numeric priorities. Now you can do that, and that's a lot of options. It lets you control all of the subgroups of these sort of overall tasks. You can also just control click. Is it control click? Yeah, control click on these. If my keyboard would work. No, is it not gonna? Okay, it's not gonna work. Fine. Shift works, but not control apparently. I don't know. Alright then, well, we'll just ignore that then. Okay, let's get firefighting, patienting, doctor. So we've got one good doctor. What I'll do actually with doctoring is let's put you all on a high priority for that, except there's... Okay, so there are certain things which anyone can really do, and certain things which only not the doctors do. So, for example, giving treatment and operations, just want the doctor to do that, but when tending to patients, tending to self, yeah, I'll turn that off for everyone but the doctor. But yeah, things like feeding the patients. I think one of our guys had... Did someone have medical passion but not skill? No, just imagining that. Okay, so let's turn off. But if we do end up with someone like that later on, we'll probably give them the option to work on animals. Not that, animals are not important, but they're maybe a bit less important than our colonists. And certainly, game-wise, most animals, they'll be the colonists will be less unhappy if they're killed, as or seriously injured due to bad doctoring. Anyway, let's carry on. Bed rest always top priority. Haul plus. Haul urgently is a job added by the allow tool, which just allows me to go, right, this stuff here, haul that right now, rather than just saying, yeah, haul that whenever you get round to it. Again, with wardening, similar to doctoring, most of these jobs, I want you to do all of them. I want everyone to do them, rather. Except, if you're not very good at it, don't actually chat to people. Yeah. So we've got a 4 and a 5. Well, I guess there's barely any difference between there, so let's do that. Animal handling, yeah, no one's particularly great at it, but we'll leave Sims to do that. Negotiate, yeah, just these two guys again. So that's just entertaining guests, recruiting new colonists. I believe that comes from the hospitality mod, which is another mod I'm using. Just adds extra options for visitors. Hunting, so no one's got particularly good skill at that, but I think Matel has some passion for shooting, so... Oh yes, you don't have a ranged weapon, that's a good point. That's the one thing I forgot to do when you landed, was look at your weapons. So we should have somewhere around here, unless you've already hauled it in, a decent gun. Yeah. So Matel, you go and grab that. And who's that other good shooter? So it was Juju was also able to shoot, and of course Sims can't violent, so we can't actually arm him at all. Alright, so they're just carrying stuff in. Sims is getting to work on those beds. Yeah. So we don't have anyone with much construction skill, but I believe Sims here has passion for it. So as you can see, his progress to the next level is already going up fairly quickly. So he'll be getting good at that in no time, I doubt. Right. Still hauling some of these bits and pieces into our stockpile we just created. And as you can see, they've now created a roof over here. So it's still outdoors, but it's got a roof over it, so none of this stuff is actually going to decay. Right, so next, what's next? Let's start thinking about growing some stuff, I think. Have we got any rich soil? We do. Here's some rich soil over here. So let's start using that. Just set up a few small-ish growing zones. I don't know if all of this is exactly covered by well, exactly covers the rich soil, but right, they're already getting to work on planting potatoes because that's the default, which I'm fine with for at least. Don't want you. Fine with at least one of those zones. I'll probably pause it for now though. Hang on. There's an option here to show zones and it must be turned off, right? Where is it? Oh no, it is. Oh yeah, apparently those are visible. Not very visible, but whilst on pause, let us get these things set up. So we'll have a rice area and we'll have some strawberries. Okay, and one more zone I think. Really can't see where the zones are. Okay, so there's one. So I want to go there and there. Right, and you can be corn. I'll also set up a zone for heel root, just kind of like that. That must be like marsh or something. Oh, it's gravel. Yeah, but yeah, that'll be fine. I'll just set up heel root there. I was going to say probably don't have the skill to grow it yet, but set up. It'll at some point someone will get that high in skill and start planting it. So I won't forget. I mean, yeah, we have Xavier Sims here, or who's yeah, he'll get there pretty quickly with double passion and level 7. So possibly even by the time he's finished planting all the other stuff, we'll have be able to plant the heel root. So yeah, beds are up already. They're pretty bad, all of them. Awful, awful and poor. So yeah, maybe we won't be reinstalling those. Maybe we'll just be tearing them down and building new ones. We'll see how our Sims has, old Sims has got his construction skill up by that point. So, we have a room, we have a stockpile, we have some beds, we're starting to grow some plants. What next is the question? Well, next we want to start building up some more rooms, I would expect, and get some cooking going, I think. So let us look at that. So I think this might be might turn into kind of initial storeroom for now, or once we built some bedrooms. But for now, let's get some wooden walls up, and we'll have a fairly big room here, which would just be our sort of common area and sort of a general kind of production centre. We'll get a door leading there, get a door in that side as well. And another thing we're probably going to want to do, since we're using a lot of wood already, is just chop down any trees in the area. Get ourselves a decent stockpile of wood going on. Alright, let's bump the speed up a bit. Get them to get on with that. Put down a wooden floor in here as well. Alright. Oh, and one thing I did forget, sleep-wise. Need somewhere for the dog to sleep. Poor thing's just sleeping outside right now. It's even more important if if animals get injured that they have a sleeping spot, because that's where they go to get their tending. Otherwise they're just sort of wandering around with wounds, and that's never good for them. So, yep, that's our first day done. Sims is up already, watching the clouds. Right, yes, restrictions wise, what I'll do is I'm going to trim this back. I'm not going to bother setting up work or joy periods for now. Maybe a bit later I'll look at setting up a more advanced schedule for them, but for now just tell them to go to sleep sort of at a reasonable hour and they can get up whenever they're ready. I never did finish this, did I? Growing, let's get that high priority. Full and clean, let's sort of alternate that a bit so someone is prioritising that. Smith, Taylor, art and craft, not really relevant. Well, crafting can be relevant fairly early on, because we'll want to get a stonecutter's table up sooner rather than later. In fact, let's put that down now, shall we? Let's get stonecutter's table just in this corner here. Yeah, it's outdoors right now, but it won't be soon. So actually we can get someone making stone blocks fairly early on and stop building everything out of wood. You know, fire's not a great thing when everything's made out of wood. Or everything being made out of wood's not a great thing when fire's around. However you want to put it. Alright. So there's a lot of meat, well, a lot of animals roaming around, which we could hunt for their meat. We haven't got anywhere to store the meat right now, so maybe just best to leave it wandering around. That's one way to preserve it. Oh dear. Okay, everyone's going to sleep again. So, what do we want to get sorted next? I guess could start setting up our electricity production already. Try and, in fact, we could turn this into our freezer, maybe, or just build another room off to the side somewhere for that, perhaps. So we'll look, see if is there more rich soil around? No. There's a little bit over there, so we probably don't want to build over that. Although, yeah, I've wasted a little bit there. Come along, let's get this room built. I know it's a fairly big room, but ancient danger, eh? Okay, so there's something dangerous in there. Let us set ourselves a bit of a reminder. D for danger. We'll yeah, leave that well alone for now. We're definitely in no position to be popping that open right at the start of the game. What's everyone up to? Right, Sims is getting some more of this room built. and then going back to chopping wood, because I guess we're already out of stored wood. Alright, we've got some visitors. They're afraid to enter our territory because we haven't got any guest beds yet. Well, I mean, you might have the best of times, but you'll be safe. So yeah, come on in. Come and say hello. Oh, we've got some items to trade. Group from the Purple Viper Centraka. Centraka are visiting the colony. Alright. So who is best at negotiation? That would be Matel. Okay. Go and talk to Orange. Thank you very much. See if we've got anything interesting. No, not really. I mean, we could buy your food off you, I suppose. But we've already started growing stuff. And the stuff around we can hunt, so no, I think we're fine. But, hello. Good to meet you. Yeah, so our rice is already halfway there, which is nice. And we've still got 29 meals going there. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. Although, speaking of meals, let us... Do we want to get electricity going already? Yeah, sure. Let's start on the electricity, which... So we'll get a electric stove up, and then let's get some electricity for it. Let's stick down a wind turbine, why not? Pop it down here. Pop it down here, so most of the... Sims thinks you give your faction a name. What should your faction be called? Sightmaster's Town. Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. And this can be the... yeah, Antioch. Yeah. Let's start building hand grenades. Yeah, let's stick a wind turbine down there. So most of the area that it needs to be cleared is covered by water. So not going to have any danger of trees arriving there. And let's pop down some... Let's pop down a bit of concrete behind it. I think 5x5 will be enough. No, we need a little bit more. Failed. God damn it. But yeah, let's get a bit of concrete there. Took a bit of concrete in front of it just for that little bit as well. Watch a tree just growing that little tile there. I bet it will. But for now, we'll just leave it. But yeah. Saves me a bit of effort, sort of dealing with trees by using some of the water as a natural protection against blocking by trees. Oh, we've got our first mad animal. Local raccoon has gone mad. It'll attack everyone it sees. And that everyone so far is going to be Matel by the looks of it. You probably want to start firing at that thing. Can you come and help, please, Juju? Also, you appear to be idle, which is interesting. Come on. Let's not get murdered by a raccoon on our second day in the colony. How are you faring? Excuse me. That's a fair few scratches. Who was our doctor again? But it was Matel, wasn't it? It was. So we will set you to self-tend, then I'll force you to tend to yourself. I mean, it's just some raccoon scratches, I'm sure. It's not the hardest self-tending job in the world. Alright, so our cooker is up. We have not yet got our power over. Let us do that. Get power conduit going. Along there, along there. That should do for now. I want to get a solar generator up as well, but we'll leave it for now. Alright. Okay, summer has arrived, but winter is coming. So yeah. We can build a walk-in refrigeration room to prevent food from spoiling, which is probably our next priority, especially now we have power going. So, tell you what, let's build it here, right next to the cooker. So structure, wall. That should do us. And let's get a door in there. And you'll also want a cooler. Now I'll place the first cooler like this, so that will dump its heat into this room here, which means our colony will be heated by the exhaust from our fridge. Which, you know, why not? Let's not waste the heat that we're spending energy to produce, as it were. Wow, they were awfully disappointed by their stay. Maybe we should have just sent them away instead of letting them arrive with no guest beds. Well, live and learn. Okay, we're getting our power going now. One bit at a time. There we go. Almost. Come on. How do you fail to construct a wire? Okay. Got a squirrel that's self-tamed. You come to the home area, please. I think once we get a butcher's table going, which should be our next thing, I think. Let's go butcher table. I think our new pet squirrel might be coming dinner. Because I don't think we have much use for squirrels, and you'll just eat our food. Yeah, it's not like... I mean, we could train you to be an attack squirrel, I guess. But, no. But speaking of restricting our animals, let's keep our husky around the home area. Let's not let you wander too far away. You'll just get into trouble. Alright, the cooler is already up and it's doing not much right now. It is, yeah, let's turn you off. It is keeping the trying to keep the outside cold, which probably quite futile. This is still considered to be outdoors, apparently. Because we've destructed that wall there. Right, well, Maple, you're idle. Why is that? Well, let's give you a low priority construction job, I guess. Same for you. I do have a mod called Quality Build, which will prevent the lower skilled folks from actually trying to build things that require a certain level of skill, at least. Aha, excellent. We've now finished this room and started work on the roof, but then got distracted by having to harvest the rice. But that is now done, so we'll get that roof up now. So this is now indoors, which means it's now dark, so I should probably pop a standing lamp down just in the middle there. That's fine. I know it's not quite in the middle, but if I build it any further to the right, then I need to run power to it, and it should be a pain, so that'll do. So we have a stove up now. Let's add some bells. Oh, we have our first raid. Let's sort out the meals first. So cook simple meal, do until we have 10, that's fine. And fine meals, do until we have 10 as well. Do the fine meals first if you can. Right, a raid. So this would just be one guy, probably. Yep, one guy with a club. So shouldn't be too much of a problem. So you two get recruited and wait for what's your name? Garrodon to arrive. In fact, you're just preparing for a while, and then you're going to attack. Right. So I'll just leave you to wander around for a bit until we're ready. Until you're ready to attack. Okay. Now he's coming. So you two just kind of get ready to welcome him. Welcome him with gunshots. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. There we go. Alright, so he's downed but not dead. Interesting, you have lots of different skills. You are a pyromaniac and you are a brawler, but I mean, look at those skills, look at that passion. I think we should at least attempt to recruit you. Do we have anywhere suitable to put you? Tell you what, let's stick a door on this little room here. Just get you a sleeping spot. Sims, could you go and get that door? No, because apparently we need wood. Okay, Sims, could you chop down that tree, please? Juju, why are you idle? You have nothing to cook, nothing to construct, nothing to grow, nothing to mine. I could get start you mining some stuff, I suppose. Is there anything around that you actually want to mine? That looks like some steel, yeah. So let's mine all that lot. Anything else? Looks like some compact machinery. Let's get all that. And all that. Alright, that should keep me busy for a while. We could also select all of these and deconstruct them. That'll give us some steel and some components as well. That'd be nice. You still don't... You do now have power. We finally finished that power conduit all the way from the wind turbine. Should probably get some batteries up as well. Let's do that. Let's put a roof up here, and then we can just get a couple of batteries out there. Don't need to be inside, as long as they're roofed over, they won't explode in a rainstorm. But don't need to be inside. They're kind of ugly, so just hiding them away at the back of the colony like that seems reasonable to me. Probably want to stick a vent in there for when we have this cooler running. In case it's already too hot in here, we can just open the vent and let that hot air out. Might need an actual cooler in here, but we'll see. I'm not sure, haven't really checked to see what's more efficient, whether it actually makes sense to have your refrigerator cooler dumping into your main colony and then potentially cooling that if needs be, or whether it just actually is more efficient to have a cooler and heater in your main colony and just dump the excess heat from your fridge outside. Alright, we have a refugee being chased. An information broker named Pira Trovatelli called from nearby. She's been chased by the pirates from the Victors of Indri. Begs for safety and offers to join your colony. Biologically, she is 31 years old. Be warned, if you accept, you'll have to fight off the pirates on her tail. Yeah, I think we can fight off a few pirates, it'll be fine. Offer her safety. So you... Let's have a look at you. Are you actually worth saving? You can't do... There's a bunch of things you can't do. You are very good at social, and you have passion for crafting and intellectual stuff, so you're alright, I suppose. Do you have a weapon? You do not. Well, we do have somewhere a knife. Might as well have that. You two get ready. I'm going to have some pirates coming from that general direction and use those rocks as cover. Here they come. So what we got? Oh, just got a couple of people. You have a shoddy revolver and you've got a knife. And you're going to try and set fire to my wind turbine, eh? Well, I've got a couple of people waiting by the wind turbine who may have something different to say about that. And we'll just wait for them to come into range and then open fire. Come along. Here we go. Shoot them, please. Preferably, before they attack the wind turbine. And now, since you've picked up your knife, why don't you go and have a knife fight with Erison? Try not to get shot. You haven't been shot yet. I think the person who actually shot him the most might have been his own friend. Oh well. Speaking of, I expect that guy that we... What happened to that guy that we left around, from the first raid? I expect he's probably died by now. Can't even see him. Oh well. Never mind. Where was he? Maybe he recovered enough from his wounds to just sort of get up and wander away. Who knows? He's certainly not there anymore. And you're going to be sleeping over there, I guess, for now. Alright. Well, I suppose I could build another bed for you. What we're looking for? Build copy. Let's build another bed in here for now. Again, we'll be moving them around a bit once we build some extra bedrooms. But that'll probably do us for now. And in fact, I think that is a good moment to end this episode. Let's just double check your health. You've got a few cracks and bruises, but nothing major. We'll let Matel go and tend to those, but yeah, I think for now we will call an episode there. Reasonable start. We've already picked up a new colonist, so there's 4 of us now. Sims, Pyrrha, Juju and Matel. And we've almost got a fridge. Got a nice big common room to work in. Ooh, that reminds me. Before I forget, let's just put down a table for everyone to eat next to. Get some dining chairs. Did I get those the wrong way around? I think I did. That's not what I wanted to press. God damn it. Dining chair. There we go, there we go. Right, so yes. Anyway, that'll do for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.